Welcome to PharmaSource.
Welcome to the PharmaSource podcast. Packaging is one of the most critical areas of pharmaceutical manufacturing, ensuring safe and stable drug delivery and increasingly innovative solutions for the supply chain. Bormioli is one of the most trusted in the business. Founded in 1825 with nearly 2 centuries of experience and 890 products. But it's also one of the most innovative, with an open, collaborative innovation program, which they run with customers, patients, and healthcare professionals. So I'm pleased to be joined here today by Andrea Sentimenti, who's the Marketing and Innovation Director at Bormioli. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you, Luke, and thank you for letting Bormioli in your podcast. I really appreciate that. We really appreciate that.
Perfect. Well, I'm really glad you're here. To kick us off, it would be great just to know a bit more about your background, please, and how you ended up doing what you're doing.
It's a very long story, but just to make the long story short, I have a scientific degree. So I got a PhD in applied physics. The career moved in a different direction, but still keeping willingness to learn and the curiosity as a focal point of what we did. So after some experiences in the electronic business, in the machinery business, automation, packaging, I was asked by a shareholder of Bormioli to support the company in innovating further, take the innovation program to the next level. As you mentioned, that the company has got a very long history, and the innovation is part of the DNA. So we have been part of the evolution of the pharmaceutical industry in many different segments. CRC closures, the first borosilicate molded glass container was developed by Bormioli many years ago. We have been one of the first more than 2 decades ago to introduce sustainability in the pharmaceutical business. So it's part of our DNA, and the company and the shareholder of Bormioli, when Bormioli was acquired by the Triton partner found in end of 2017, want to move forward the innovation and take it to the next level by building up a team of professionals able to support the company growth from many different aspects. So linking together and putting together expertise from marketing, technology, innovation, sustainability. And that's why we get to establish the marketing innovation team in Bormioli. So a group of 40 professional scientists and highly skilled people that combine together market expertise, business acumen, technology expertise, and of course the capability to execute what is needed by the company to sustain the growth, hopefully at least for the next 200 centuries again.
Yeah, I suppose it's your 200-year anniversary, which is coming up in 2025. Any big plans for that?
Not yet. It will be a celebration that will celebrate the team and the people that build up the company along all the path. And of course, the best achievement or the best goal for celebrating that would be to present to the market something that might be very, very innovative, or initiative that will present to the market a bigger company, bigger in terms of size and bigger in terms of scope.
When you talk about innovation, that means many things to different people. I'm wondering, in your career to date, what you've learned about innovation, change management, and how have you applied some of those lessons to Bormioli since you've been there?
I totally agree with you. Innovation is probably the most misunderstood word in humankind. So it's difficult for us. We can explain what is innovation for us. So for us, innovation is to find the way to create customer value. So we need to find out which are the needs and wants, sometimes the unmet needs and wants of our customers, or even the customer of our customers, and bring to them a solution. I think that for most people, innovation is just creativity. Very brilliant people that closed in a small office is creating something. At least that if you are looking, let me say, to the real innovation activities or really breakthrough events of the past 200 centuries, no one of this one was just part of one single person. So it's a discipline that we need to apply on all the different processes, keeping in mind that you are generating something for somebody. not just for yourself or not for the history. The history will make you recognized if you are able to really change the life of people. And that's what we are trying to do, especially working for the pharmaceutical industry. So part of our business is to bring the value of the therapies that have been developed, that are developed by the most valuable pharmaceutical companies to the hand of physicians, nurses, patients, whatever they need to improve their wellness and their life. Change management is part of innovation. I think that change is part of the life of everyone, of every human life. You start as a kid, then you grow up, you learn, you develop yourself, you get new skills. So changing is part of the evolution. So applying change management to every single phase of the activities related to innovation, but not just innovation, I think is the core of what we bring. So bringing new methodology, open innovation, sustainability, everything will require each of us to change something, to change setup, to get out from the comfort zone. So that's what really will require to really create a discipline of innovation. It's a part of the culture. And to bring something new, you need to change. Otherwise, it will be just a copy and paste of something that has been developed by somebody else. Can you imagine how would be our life if no one has been able to change something since the past 2,000 years? We will be probably still try to catch some animals using stones and things like that. So that's part of what we are doing. Of course, innovation is more and more difficult. So innovation is no more the innovation we saw in, let me say, in 1400, when somebody discovered a new continent, when somebody developed the first over-the-air transmission. Now we're working on incremental innovation, but incremental innovation might be even disruptive in sometimes.
So what does that look like then for you? So is there a particular framework that you're using, and how do you create that continuous improvement with your customers, with your patients, HCPs? Could you just talk us through how you operate, please?
Yeah, sure. I think that the best way to understand what is needed from people is to ask them what they are looking for. So our process is an open innovation process, but starts and as a starter, as a core, learning from the customer of our customers. So the patient, the end user. So we are investigating with the very structured ethnographic process, using consultants, using the best knowledge and resources available on the market, different categories of patients, healthcare professionals, customers, senior people, families with kids, depending which are the target, the focus we have each year. And then we collect from them any kind of desire, how we can improve their life by offering a different type of packaging, how we can support them in getting an easier administration, how we can improve or speed up the time required to prepare or to assemble a new drug for a physician. We learned from COVID, for example, that, apart the need of a new vaccine, what was a really critical resource was the availability of healthcare professionals. So to save their time means saving life, because they can concentrate on really saving life and not at managing other activities. So that's the core of our process. Then all those information are collected in a structured way, and then they provide a kind of brief. The brief is then submitted and proposed to a team of different professionals coming from, of course, our company, but from all the different teams and function of the company. So we put together the most diverse mind into the company, because diversity means creativity and means also avoiding bias. So we put together for a couple of days every year a selected number of colleagues from different functions, and then they brainstorm. It's a brainstorming. For a couple of days, they are off-site, analyzing the information we got. They offer a list of 20, 25 different potential solutions to the needs and wants highlighted by our target groups. Then our innovation team will rationalize all those proposals, and together with our R&D teams, they try to consolidate in something that might be in the future a real product. Of course, brainstorming is a very brilliant activity, but sometimes can take you really far away. And then we have a kind of review. We know that innovation board that includes also the top manager, even our CEO, where we are funneling down the number of those brilliant ideas to 3 to 5. Those 3 to 5 ideas then will be developed further, and they will be in a very short time. The round is no longer than 12 months. So we start each innovation process once a month. And at the end, we have between 3 and 5 concepts that will be developed further, and they are ready to be presented to the pharmaceutical industry or to the stakeholders that are most interested in getting aware about what the pharmaceutical packaging might be in the early future. Few of those concepts, the ones that get the most important attention from the relevant stakeholders, will be transformed in prototypes, real prototypes, functioning prototypes that then will be in the hands of potential customers that will use those products maybe in the future. And honestly, we are running the project since 2019, so we are right now at the 5th cycle, and we have to say that in these 4 years, because the 5 years is not yet over, we already developed more than 12 different concepts and more than 10 different prototypes. And from those prototypes, we have already a couple of very nice projects. Unfortunately, I cannot enter into details because we are covered by NDAs with anyone, but two biopharmaceutical companies are now cooperating with Bormioli to take those concepts, those prototypes, to the next level and becoming, let me say, a real innovation, not just in terms of package, but in terms of packaging together with some innovative pharmaceutical bio-based drugs. So the process is generating momentum. The process is bringing to life a series of potential projects that some of them are already a reality. Some of them will be probably the future of the pharmaceutical packaging in the next following year. And we are not ending here. Every year, we have our commitment to bring to the market 3 to 5 new concepts.
It's a lot like lean product management, isn't it? From the software and technology industry. Like it reminds me very much of sort of Eric Ries and his sort of lean startup methodology, but applied to packaging.
Yeah, I think that the methodology can be applied to any kind of product. I think it's a mindset, it's a matter of discipline, it's a matter of bringing together the right and diverse teams. Otherwise, you will just continue to do what we are doing, what we are confident. We are a successful company, so it's why not to continue on the same path? Just because we want to really bring innovation and move from packaging to solution and to real breakthrough. I would say breakthrough is a big word, but we really do want to improve the life of the people that are using our products. And that's what keeps Bormioli, since 200 years, a relevant market player in the industry.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And so those sort of 3 to 5 new concepts a year, what was that before these innovation cycles? Has it been a step change? How would you measure the success of this innovation program?
Has been for sure a step change, but not completely. As I mentioned, the company has been an innovating company since a long time. What we changed was to try to anticipate the needs of our customers. Our R&D team is still working on continuous improvement, and that's keep our customers happy. And of course, our shareholder too. The goal and the big change was to start working not for next year, not for the next quarter, but start working for the next 2 to 3 years. You know that if you start to develop a brand new packaging for the pharmaceutical industry, from packaging definition to the marketing of those products, considering how long it will take to get validated a new drug, sometimes takes 3, 4, 5 years. Far from, let me say, the standard 1-year business plan or budgeting plan that every company is used to run every year. That's the big change. So we added something. We did not change completely, but we added to something that was already very, very effective, something that will change a little bit the scenario or the speed of innovation. And of course, the innovation step was opening to different resources. We use the innovation crowdsourcing platform. We are using research and development institute and industry, university. So we are really opening our process to everybody that is able to contribute, because we know that the complexity required to really change the status quo of the pharmaceutical packaging requires competencies that we don't have.
Do they feed in at the brainstorm section? Where do they fit into that innovation cycle?
Depends. For example, for the crowd innovation platforms, we ask designer across the entire globe to contribute to the transformation of concept to prototypes or from ideas or breakthrough to the first concept. So they get a brief and they are, let me say, asked to contribute. And of course, the three best ideas are awarded also with some valuable monetary recognition of what they did. And of course, we get the ownership of the intellectual property, but they still remain the person that developed. So they are still get credits for what they did.
When you talk about bringing together lots of different people for these brainstorms, could you just give me an idea of the types of people? Are they engineers, product designers? Who would you bring into that kind of meeting?
Almost everyone. So our innovation manager is the kind of project manager for those type of activities. So usually we have people from sales, we have people from logistics, we have people from purchasing, we have people from R&D, people from product management, people from communication. So basically we put together anyone in terms of skills. Usually we are trying actually also to mix personal behavior. So somebody that is maybe a little bit more conservative, somebody that is the kind of person that will challenge you anytime because he's the one that is generating the debate. We want people that are very close to the market or to the different process and not the top management that sometimes is flying a little bit too high and not knowing the details, because innovation sometimes starts from the details. So you have to start from the 30,000 feet, but then you need to get down probably to 3,000 in order to understand how you really can change the mindset, but change also the product. And at the end, you need to be able to execute.
Yeah.
So you cannot create something that is perfect, fantastic, but you cannot produce, or it will cost like luxury car. We are making packaging. So my first general manager many years ago in the electronic business, that is very competitive business, say designing a new product is very easy. You need to design a product that we can sell, and we can sell getting profit out of that.
Yeah, they're good guiding principles to keep you on track.
He was a very practical person. So he will a self-made man that started as a blue collar, and so he was very say three things you have to remember. We need to be able to sell, so we need to have customers. We need to get profit. The rest is nice to have. So what we are doing is exactly the same. So different mindset, different personality, and different experience, even in terms of age, male, female, young, a little bit older, in order to combine the legacy of the expertise of people that are in the company since 10 to 15 years and people that maybe are in the company since a couple of months, because they can bring a vision that is not the common mindset of the company. Otherwise, if you don't have people that want to challenge the status quo, at the end, it will be a copy of what you already did.
Everyone must be very happy with how this is happening. It sounds like a great project.
I think that at the beginning, honestly, they were a little bit skeptical. Oh, it's boring. 2 days. I have a lot of things to do. My desk, my email list will go up to 200 if I'm spending 2 days off the company doing something different. Honestly, after a couple of years, I'm not saying that people is keen to attend, but they, let me say, are really acting as a real contributor to that. There is also a kind of very political way to handle. So the process is very visible to the top management. When we present the result to the board, sometimes also to the board, we mention who was part of the team. So at the end, you are also creating the culture of people that wanted to contribute, in spite of the fact that we know that will take you out a couple of days from your daily business. And then when you are back, you have to recover the 2 days you spent in doing something different. But that's a value. And honestly, took a while to start real projects. We had a lot of interest. We are working with the innovation team of many different pharmaceutical companies, but a couple of that, not very famous, but with products that are very, very sensitive and very state-of-art, bio-based, so the leading edge technology right now on the market. They decided to have Bormioli as a partner, and we are, let me say, working together, starting from one of our concepts, modifying the concept in order to fit and make it tailor-made to their specific need. For a scientist, that's fascinating.
It is. There's two big industry pressures right now on manufacturing in pharma. One of those is sustainability. Another of those is global inflation and the pressure it's putting on everybody to find ways to contain costs. Thinking about those two issues, how does that feed into the type of products that you're creating, the briefs which you're developing?
I think that those two topics are indeed very critical right now. For the first one, for sustainability, I think that we are proud that the company had a very wise vision many, many years ago. So we decided to invest on sustainability into pharma many, many years ago. And now we are collecting the results of all those investments. So the company has developed its own innovation program, also a sustainability program that we name Eco-Positive. Eco-Positive is the willingness of the company to bring to the market sustainable solutions that will support the entire value chain in reaching the commitment of the carbon neutral by 2030, or even some better circular economy initiative. So what we did, and that's part of our innovation process, is to develop a supply chain able to provide to the pharmaceutical industry, pharmaceutical grade materials, able to fulfill all the requirements, but able also to get leverage from the recyclability of the material. So we are basically working with using glass and plastic. On both sides, we implemented a very high level of recyclability of glass. So we know that glass is an energy intensive process. What we make sure is that every single drop of energy will be used and reused again in order to provide to the final industry, but also to the planet, the most sustainable container for the most important pharmaceutical drug. On plastic, we started with a recycling PET, mechanical recycled PET offering that now is already on the market since a year. We added the chemical recycled PET product range. We have presented just 1 year ago a carbon capture recycled PET material, and the full range of containers that are related to those products. So basically, we are able right now to offer to the market solutions, HDP for pill containers, polypropylene for closures. We have a full range of materials. Most of them are already pharma grade. Some of them are in progress to get approved by the international standards, able to offer a solution for any industry willing to present a packaging that is full sustainable or from sustainable resources. So we are working right now on recyclability because that's probably where we can get the most important impact in terms of circular economy. We are working on products made from sustainable resources because we know that we don't want to deplete completely our planet. So if you can use something that can be regenerated, not in millions of years, but just in a few years, that will be a benefit for everyone. And then we are making sure that all our processes, internal process in terms of manufacturing, are providing the best output using the less quantities of non-renewable resources. And that's a program of which we are very proud. Has been perceived as the most, let me say, valuable player for supporting the pharmaceutical industry in this green transition. So we got the award from one of a very important pharmaceutical companies for carbon capture a couple of years ago. So we are on a good path, and we are still continuing. So our material expert, they are continuously investigating, thanks also to the development of the entire supply chain. We are not producing the plastic, we are not producing the sand. So we are, let me say, working with a very valuable supplier across the full supply chain. And we are working very close also to the pharmaceutical industries, because at the end we need to convince them. And for that, for example, we are supporting them with the full series of scientific and technical documentation where we secure the safety of those recycled products and even the LCA, so the impact, the real impact of those recycled products on the planet. For example, we made an investigation of some of our rPET, so recycled PET containers, and what we get out is that in terms of safety, they are as good as the neutral material. In certain cases, even a little bit better. But what is really most impressive in terms of LCA, we can reduce the impact by 37%. So basically, our sustainable products, they are able to offer to the market a solution that meets perfectly the standards. That's quite impressive. Following that specific stream, we announced, and we are already running a process or initiative that we name 15-5, where the company has committed by 2025, we started in 2020, to use by 2025, 50% of our material used for production of our containers and closures and pharmaceutical accessories and medical devices by a sustainable or renewable sources. And that we are not yet at 50%, but we are going quite close already right now. So we are quite confident that the goal will be met by 2025.
And what about cost controls in this time of high levels of inflation? I mean, how are you seeing that?
Cost, we know that the cost on energy, gas, and raw materials has been skyrocketing in the past couple of years. And okay, we have, let me say, few leverage to use, and we used all of that. So improving efficiency, improving OEE, improve the service level, transportation, and whatever, and that's what we did. Unfortunately, some of the costs have been passed to the market. That's something that we did. You know that on the market, everybody is claiming about shortage of packaging. We work and we invested also during COVID by acquisition and by some internal development to secure the packaging to every one of our customers. So we have to say that, yes, some of the inflation have been passed to the market. I think that as end user, as a consumer, we know that that's something that happened not just on pharmaceutical business, but on any business. Knowing that pharmaceutical business is very sensitive, we are working in order to improve the efficiency from one side, and on the other side, we are working to minimize those impacts. But what we really committed on was to secure to any of our customers the volumes and the quantities they were looking for in order to deliver their patient.
All right, Andrea, thank you so much for your time and for a fascinating insight into your innovation process. I'm looking forward to your 200-year anniversary in 2025.
Thank you, Luke. It was a pleasure speaking with you today, and you will be our guest on 2025. By promise.
Thank you. I'm going to hold you to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
You've been listening to the PharmaSource podcast.